In my clinical work, I'm discovering the significant difference between theory and practice. In the clinical act, what seems to matter most is the relationship formed between the therapist and the patient. Even calling them therapist and patient creates a false hierarchy. In practice, there are two humans sitting in a room across from each other, talking. Both holding their own desires, insecurities, and unconscious fantasies. What is clear is the intention. We have gathered here for the sake of healing, discovering, and growing. I cannot say with certainty when the unconscious opens up and what to do with it. There is a certain intuition, but does the therapist have the authority to know such things with any degree of certainty? This position feels arrogant and even narcissistic to me. Why should I know what is happening in the mysterious mental process of the patient? How can I know what they need or what the answer is for them? Do I even know what is happening within my own psyche? All I can know is that two people are sitting in a room talking. Within this setting, relationships are formed whether we like it or not. Within these relationships, things move spontaneously and organically in a way that cannot be planned or controlled or even understood. All that remains for the therapist to hold is an ethical stance which functions as the beacon to the process. What is at the root of the intention of the therapist? Neither technique nor theory. Technique is relevant, but at the same time can hinder the work, because the therapist clings to a certain way of doing things, while the therapeutic reality demands something else entirely. The same goes for theory. By the time we analyze a particular moment according to our theory, it has already passed, and we may have missed the opportunity for a different organic engagement than what the theory would seek. As Lacan said, all understanding arises in hindsight, after the fact. Something happens and we analyze it, try to make sense of it, but the thing in itself has already passed. What guided us in that moment is not theory, but an instinct, an intuition, something far more organic and raw. We have no reason to believe that in the therapeutic act, things are any different. In other words, any pre-planning of what should be done is destined to rigidly trap us in patterns, preventing us from going with the natural flow of things as they occur, without us knowing how to articulate or explain them. Therefore, it is the ability to sit with not knowing and the anxiety which it provokes, rather than knowledge or theory, that makes a good therapist. The same, I believe, is true to life itself. This is, of course, influenced by the thought of Wilfred Bion. To quote his important article, Notes on Memory and Desire. Quote, memory and desire deal respectively with sense impressions of what is supposed to have happened and sense impressions of what has not yet happened. Psychoanalytic observation is concerned neither with what has happened nor with what is going to happen, but with what is happening. The only point of importance in any session is the unknown. Nothing must be allowed to distract from intuiting that. End quote. This certainly rhymes with Eastern thought, in particular Zen Buddhism, and not knowing mind. And so, the focus is found precisely in the ability to forget everything we think we know and simply be in the moment with the patient, without expectations, without memory, without desire, without a conceptual framework into which things are supposed to fit. What is my intuition? What drives me? What do I hold on to when reality changes chaotically and unexpectedly? The answer to these questions will guide us through the darkness. In the therapy room, I believe all ethics and theory can be summed into one word, which remains true and firm beneath it all: love. The therapeutic act is an act of love. Thank you, and let me know what you think.